The difference between winners and losers is not money or brains or luck, it's speed. It's just that they are simply moving and acting with way more urgency than anybody else. And you might be asking me, okay, cool, well, how do I know this? Well, this is literally exactly what I used to go from being broke as a joke, cold calling people from my bedroom, to generating hundreds of millions of dollars for me and my own businesses, but also $7.8 billion for my clients. And what you need to understand is that the people that are getting rich, they are not smarter than you. They just simply act a lot quicker than you. I couldn't wait to shoot this video. I literally just had to jump in my car and do exactly what I'm telling you guys to do, is to act with speed and to act with urgency. So here are the 4 rules that I want you to apply immediately in your life to completely change the amount of money that you make. Starting with the first one, which is the speed of momentum. When I first started my business, I had absolutely no money. I had 50 bucks. I loaded that $50, I took $35 of it, I loaded it into a VoIP account, and I used the other amount of money to buy myself a headset so I could literally cold call businesses. And I didn't wait to build a beautiful website or to get all my ducks in a row. I literally built a down and dirty PDF, and I made the decision, I made it that day, and then I started cold calling businesses the very next day. And it took me 3 days and I got my first client, paying me $750 a month. And then the next day I got another client, and then a couple of days later I got my third client. And it was this process of just not overthinking things and just moving with conviction. And then fast forward a few months later, I was doing a couple of $100,000 a month in revenue. But if I would have waited until I got everything absolutely perfect, then who knows, maybe I would have never begun. Maybe someone else would have come and taken that little niche in the market. Maybe I wasn't able to hire that person in time, who knows? But it really comes down to just taking the action and not overthinking it. It's so easy to get caught up in this analysis paralysis and to think that everything needs to be perfect in order for you to act. Fuck all of that. I'm telling you right now, if you've got an idea, the shorter that you can put that idea from what's in your mind into down onto the paper and making it reality, the better you are, because that's what builds momentum. And momentum starts like on these small little building block, and then it compounds over time. And that's how you build a vehicle and an engine that is going to propel you into making money. While the guy next to you is thinking about doing something, you're out there. You're already made 100 cold calls. You're already out there asking strangers for money, and that immediately is going to put you ahead of them. And that brings us to point number 2. Imperfect is the new perfect. Look at TikTok. There are people that are literally whipping out their iPhones, making videos on TikTok and making tens of thousands of dollars in affiliate commissions from just unedited raw stuff. And it allows them to move with speed because they can put out way more content than putting out a super polished long form piece of content on YouTube. So don't look at somebody's chapter 10 and think, oh my God, look how put together all their stuff is, and not look at where they began their journey on. You want to look at what was their first MVP, their minimum viable product. How scrappy was that? And that's what you want to let be the yardstick of you getting started. And the thing that you want to do is you want to be impatient with actually taking action, and then you want to be patient on the results, because you just want to get momentum in the beginning. It's not about absolutely crushing it straight out of the gate. You want to create a contract with yourself. At the moment that you think about doing something, you do it. You don't come up with all the excuses as to why now isn't the right time. And the third rule is that the market doesn't wait. While you're sitting there, you're thinking about, is this perfect? Should I change this? Should I do this? 3 months go by and the market doesn't wait. It used to be that you used to wake up once every 10 years and there'd be some game-changing technology. Now with AI, it's every other week. And AI is increasing the need for speed more than ever before, because people are able to come up with an idea, use AI, and then go out there and execute it way quicker. And that's why we are seeing the biggest wave of disruption across all industries, and it's only going to accelerate. So what you want to do is come up with a minimal viable product, an MVP or an MVO, a minimal viable offer, and go out there and ask people to actually give you money to solve a problem. And then you use that data and you see where are the sticking points in your market, and you iterate your product quicker, and then you go out there and you just slaughter all these old incumbents. So what you want to do is you want to be that person that's out there just taking all of the action and understanding that no, it can't wait 3 months. Everybody thinks that they have more time than they do. So when you come up with an idea to roll out and change something within your business, or you're starting a new business, don't ever listen to that voice in your head that says, wait, I need to change something. And that brings us to the fourth and final step, which is the rule of today. What I want you to do is I want you to write down what is an action that you can take right now, today, to actually move yourself in a place where you're making more money. So if that's you're in an existing business already and you've got customers, what's something that you've been thinking about changing in your business or executing and you've been putting it off? I want you to execute on that today. And if you don't have a business but you've got an idea and you're in the process of planning and putting something together, you're a startup, I want you to literally put a piece of content out today. I want you to call somebody today. I want you to follow up on a lead, on an opportunity, make a cold call and get into a room today. Let this be a message to you that you don't have the time to wait, right? Fortune favors the people that, not the bold, it's the people that actually are bold, but then they act quickly, right? Because money loves speed. You guys have all heard about this. And when I speak to founders, whether I'm investing in their businesses or they need help with their marketing, the biggest thing that I see that is apparent across all of the winners, they're the ones that are looking for that one idea that they can just go out there and that they can execute. All of my billion-dollar friends, the guys that are running monster businesses, they all act with urgency and with speed, because that's the currency of the rich. It's not being in the most fortunate position with the best upbringing and all of this stuff. More often than not, it says the people that have the money, they are taking 10 times the level of action with the one rule of they're doing it quicker. How do you think that somebody's able to take 10 times the action? It's not there by sitting down and deliberating. It's by actually moving with speed and moving with conviction. So let this be the message to you that you need to take this and you need to execute on something today. Write a small list of one thing that you can do today and then 3 things that you can do this week and that you're going to go out and execute. Stay dangerous, take action, and I'll see you on the other side.